Basra, the southernmost city in Iraq and once referred to as the Venice of the Middle East. The city was once an important part of international trade routes, with many canals zigzagging their way across the city, and it is still the economic capital of Iraq. Sadly, years of conflict, as well as simple neglect and lack of basic services, has meant that Basra is no longer the beautiful city it once was. While I plan to show you some of the hard truths in this video and the problem this once great city faces, I also want to show you the incredible people we met here, their kindness and generosity, their smiles and laughter. Because even if a city or a country has suffered great loss, it's the people who will slowly bring it back to its former glory. Spend the rest of the morning exploring old Basra, and I just want to tell you guys that this used to be a very important and very beautiful city here in the south of Iraq. People used to come from all over the Middle East to come here on holidays in the 60s and 70s, but sadly it quite deteriorated after the 80s and after Basra was used as the main place to invade Kuwait. The conflict against Kuwait started here. A lot of Basra got bombed, a lot of people died here. We were even just told that many of these canals that you see in the city, many of these rivers, blood turned these rivers and canals red, and there was just dirty blood water going through the city. I'm giving you this information to let you know why maybe it's so run down today, because it definitely is one of the dirtiest and most run-down cities we've been to here in Iraq. And I'm not trying to speak badly of it, I'm just trying to be honest. And when I show you this canal that used to be the main canal here in Basra, one of the most beautiful canals with historic, ancient, beautiful architectural buildings running the whole way along that you will soon see. And now it's just a thick green colour and there is trash absolutely everywhere. Even though this beautiful street that we're walking down, well, what was once a very beautiful street with old Ottoman architecture buildings, it would have been at once a very beautiful place to visit. But apparently the government has done literally no work here, no work to restore the buildings since the 1960s. And I also just heard that they haven't put up a single new street sign here in the city of Basra since the 1960s. So there are really no state services here, and anything that is growing or new, like shopping malls, is probably in the private sector. So for example, this morning we went to a pretty nice cafe, we had our coffee, we saw many clothing stores and small malls, but that is all the private sector. So the government hasn't really done anything to rehabilitate this city, you know, to beautify it to what it once was. So I think we're just going to walk down here by one of the main canals next to all of these beautiful Ottoman style buildings, hopefully speak to the locals and see what this city used to be like. Okay, so like I was saying, most of the houses in this area have not been restored, but there apparently are 5 main buildings that did get restored in the 1990s. This is one of them that has been protected and is now sort of like a cultural centre that they want to preserve the architecture of this building. And it is so, so beautiful. Okay guys, so while a lot of this city is indeed deteriorating and has seen a lot of neglect and not a lot of love, sadly, from the government or the people, there are areas that are getting revived. So this entire area here, with the help of UNESCO and the European Union, is actually getting revived, getting restored and protected. So they are starting to restore some of these beautiful old Ottoman era buildings, and the only problem really is like the drainage, the sewage and all of the trash in the rivers. But honestly, if they were able to clean up this river a bit more, it would be so, so beautiful. You can definitely see the beauty of the past and why so many people would have come here on their holidays in the 60s and 70s from all over the Middle East. I think we are going to go into this building. It is one of the buildings that has been restored, and the sign says Iraqi Plastic Artists Association. One of the buildings that has been restored is an art gallery, and the resident artist told us stories of old Basra before the war.
بعد الحروب اللي صارت يعني في البصرة أو في العراق بصورة عامة يعني دمرت وحولت المدينة من هذا الجمال إلى خراب. يعني تشوفون الآن المدينة مو ذيك المدينة اللي موجودة في ذاكرتنا يعني اللي موجودة الصورة بذاكرتنا الجميلة. فقدنا جزء من.
When the city destroyed, I actually lost part of myself. So he spent his life in Basra.
مدينة يعني تجريف بالكامل جاي يصير بيها يعني نزوح نحو يعني الخراب يعني نحو الأسوأ.
He's saying that the city is completely have changed to the worse.
مواد من عمال روس يشتغلون بالشركات العصر يقعدون بالسوق.
He said that
يعني
for
طبيعي
I
جدا.
remember Russian workers they used to work here and then at night they go to the river having like coffees and hanging out and even women here they used to have like more fancy clothes and you know like it was a really modern city at that time.
Oh, we've just come into one more building which is also like perfectly preserved, you could say. This used to be belonging to a Jewish family here in Basra, and then they sold it to the Greek embassy. Like I said, Basra is the hottest city in Iraq, and today I think it's like 48 degrees Celsius. Wow, so beautiful. Look at this. Okay, I lied. I said how hot it was, and Doug has just checked. Apparently it's like 51 degrees. 51 degrees Celsius. So we are trying two different types of fish here that are quite famous in Basra. This one is called zuri fish, and the second one is called janek. So as always, good bread as well. Iraqi bread! Power just went out, this always happens.
Really good. Really crispy. Let's put it in some bread.
Guys, this fish is so tasty. So I'm adding the fish and some onion and some of this sort of, do you think there's hummus in this? Some sort of lentil soup.
Lentil.
So really good.
So are the beans with the tomato. We make it even better with the
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
The food here is unbelievable. Oh, another amazing lunch here in Iraq. Trying traditional fish from Basra. They actually told us that the fish is caught down in the marshes where we've just come from, which is pretty cool. So we tried two different types of fish, and yeah, the whole table is now gone empty of food. We just ate everything. It was incredible. Obviously, every single meal you have in Iraq, you have this absolutely delicious bread. This is like the kind of one that we had for breakfast and for lunch, the kind of one they put falafel inside. And we're just walking along, and we've seen a little factory right here. Yeah, poke him. As the sun is about to set, we've just come here to the banks of the river here in Basra, just to have a little walk. There seems to be a theme park behind us as well. Yalla, let's go. We're gonna go on a boat ride at sunset in Basra. That's the very last thing we're gonna do. Excited, Jay?
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
The sunset is beautiful.
I think this is gonna be amazing.
I can't believe Iran is just there.
20 minutes away is Iran. That's how far south we are. to end the vlog here. It's been an amazing day here in Basra. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got a little taste of what it's like to visit Basra in 2021. We are now going to be driving 5 hours back to Baghdad, and this is actually the end of the 7-day tour that we've been doing around Iraq, but not the end of our time in Iraq. We'll still be traveling to a few other places, but officially the end of our tour. I really hope you enjoyed the series so far. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing to my channel down below. See you guys back in Baghdad.